Hello my sweets, it's Keisha. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all safe, happy, and well. Today I'm bringing you part 3 of the DIY Fairy Garden mini-series. As with parts 1 and 2, I've teamed up with Terrarium Crafts and Mama Dares to DIY to bring you a little bit of magic and fantasy. So be sure to check out their channels and the playlist linked below. Alright, let's get started! To begin the gazebo base, I glued 1 row of 5 tumbling tower blocks and 2 rows of 4 with wood glue and set them aside. Then I came back and did 2 rows of 5 and 2 rows of 4 and set them aside to dry. Once they were dried, I took the first set that were glued and 2 single blocks and glued them together as shown. Then I took that second set and glued those the same way to form a complete square. Next, I built a bottom for the base out of these giant craft sticks from Walmart and Quart paint sticks from the Home Depot. I took the first stick and measured it against the base to know how much to cut off. I then used that stick to cut down the rest. Next, I lined up the 7 giant craft sticks and glued 3 Quart paint sticks using wood glue and securing with hot glue. To add additional thickness to the base, I cut a piece of foam board to fit on the inside of the base. My next step was to prepare the base pieces for the wire sides. For the sides, I'll be using 4 of these 8-inch bamboo dowels that I got on clearance at Walmart and about 5 rolls of this floral wire from Dollar Tree. I start by marking the middle of each block. When I got to the end, I marked the middle of the small end of the block and then a 1/2 inch from the open side. I did this for the 2 single blocks and the blocks opposite to them. Then I took the closed square and marked the 3 middle blocks on the row with 5 blocks. Next, I stacked the squares and taped them together. I made sure to avoid the pencil marks. Next, I took my drill with a 5/64 inch bit and I drilled all of the marks. I did a test fit of the wire before drilling all of them. Next, I came in with a 5/32 bit and drilled the 4 corners. Finally, I came in with the 1/4" bit and drilled the 4 corners again. Even though I was making pilot holes, one of the blocks still split, so I fixed it with wood glue and some clamps. Next, I cut 15 pieces of floral wire at 20 inches each. To begin partial assembly of the patio, I glued the dowels into the closed square. Next, I dry fitted the open square on the other end. I have a little arrow marked so I know where the holes will align. Then I insert the wires. I apologize for practically being out of frame here, but I am securing the wires on the closed square with strong adhesive and topping them with the smallest Dollar Tree wooden beads. And now I'm completely out of frame, but I'm gluing a small craft stick under the 3 open holes so the wire won't go all the way through. Next, I'm gluing additional wires into the holes and topping them with the smallest bead. I also glued beads and wires to the corners. The wires are 12 inches in length. Here's a better shot of how it should look. Next, I went around and slightly bent all of the wires. I used the tip of my index finger for measuring. Then I bent the wires back up where they were intersecting. Then I took a spare piece of wire and bent it into a hook. I anchored the hook to the back of the roof and wrapped it around. Next, I bent the wires down and secured them in the middle with strong adhesive glue. After the glue set up for a bit, I cut the wires at 3 inches and curled the ends. I secured it with more hot glue and then removed the bottom open square. Next, I took it outside to paint. I wasn't too thrilled with the paint job, but I'll address that later. I attached the bottom craft sticks to the base open square. Then I decided to fancy it up by adding legs, but I had to remove part of the paint sticks so they would sit level. Whew, I worked hard for that one. I brought back out the foam board and glued a sheet of moss on it from Dollar Tree. Hindsight being what it is, I would paint the foam board green before adding the moss. Next, I filled in the parts that were left. After I had added the legs to the base, I took it back outside and painted it with a beige colored spray paint. Now to disguise some of the gaps, I'm gluing skewers around the perimeter. Then I dry brush the entire base with Waverly chalk paint in Ivory. Then I glue down the moss-covered foam board and glue on more moss. Now it's time to assemble. I'll be using the pieces I made in parts 1 and 2 of this series and other things I have on hand. Stay tuned to see how it turned out. Don't forget to check out the link to the playlist in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and leave me a comment below. If you'd like to see more, subscribe to my channel and select all notifications so you don't miss my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, love, inspire, create. See you next time.